Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Roving with the Arts here on KSJE in Farmington, New Mexico, your cultural beacon for the Four Corners. My name is Mick Hess. I have two wonderful guests in the studio today, Molly Jensen and Elaina Crenshaw, who are the music instructors here at San Juan College, who are going to tell us a little bit about the programming they have scheduled for this semester, and a little bit about themselves and what it is about music and teaching that makes them happy. My first guest is Elaina Crenshaw, as I mentioned earlier, and Elaina is involved with the vocal department and music instruction. Is that correct, Elaina?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
I am from California originally, and I've taught private lessons. I've taught at the local college there and directed choirs. And now I'm going into my second semester here at San Juan College with, concentration in voice and choir. And I've been performing all my life, so I enjoy doing the performing side as well when I'm not instructing.
And I've seen her in several productions, Sandstone productions in particular. Fantastic job. She really is an actor, a singing actress. How about you, Molly? You come to us and still live in Durango, is that correct?
Yes. So I've spent the last 12 years in Durango, and am currently the youth orchestra conductor in both Durango and Farmington with the San Juan Symphony, and a violinist in the San Juan Symphony. Instrumental music teaching is my my wheelhouse. I've spent years in New Jersey and Colorado teaching instrumental music at the elementary, middle school, high school level, both band and orchestra, and even some jazz band experience. So I'm really excited to bring my music instruction here to San Juan College.
No wonder you smile so much.
And I'm excited to have her here.
Yeah, we're going to now have a totally new music department. Is that correct? Can I say that? Starting with Elaina, who joined us last year, and Molly, who also was conducting the orchestra, but things have moved on to the next level in a sense, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we also have Melody Post Oak as our symphonic band director with us too.
Great. Well, while we're talking about that, what are your visions, Elaina, for the choir this semester?
I am excited to see it grow in number a little bit more than last semester. So we've already gotten to more numbers than we had for the last semester.
That's great.
And being able to do different repertoire and know that I have people, though it's not necessarily I know their parts or anything, but looking forward to the growth in choir and having some people come back who already have worked with me and know what I expect and can do well as leaders this time.
Well, since this program usually and mostly has to do with music itself, I'm going to ask Elaina to choose one of the pieces that she sent me to put in this little spot coming up now. There's Warm and Fuzzy. I kind of like the title of that one. And I'm particularly interested in the Holst in the Bleak Midwinter. But
okay.
Which one would you like to present first?
Well, we can start with Warm and Fuzzy since you said that one first. This would be not the most rigorous song, I would say. It's more of a nostalgic feeling, especially for me. It's not a household known song, I would say, but the choir concert this semester is going to be December 7th. That's a Sunday. And it will be at 2 p.m. So it is right there in the holiday season.
Great.
So have not selected all the pieces, but I do want to have kind of a mix of the holiday pieces as well as some classics. And this is definitely a holiday piece. So this one, for me, growing up, it was played in our house every year, and I thought I was going to marry this man. So,
You mean the guy who was singing
the
it?
guy who was singing it, yes. But it has now been arranged for choir, and it just talks about all the things that you do around Christmas time and how it makes you feel. So, Warm and Fuzzy, and I hope it can bring listeners back to that feeling.
Is this guy still available?
No. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Let's hear Warm and Fuzzy, arranged by Andy Beck. And so this particular arrangement that I listened to is with a full kind of a swing orchestra.
It is.
Are you going to have piano and drums or anything? Have you thought that far ahead on it?
Contemplating maybe like upright bass and piano, and we'll see what we can do. Don't quite have the budget for a full band, but would love to add maybe a couple other instruments.
Well, let's listen to Elaina's heart-throbbing Warm and Fuzzy choice. That was Elaina Crenshaw's most favorite kindergarten memory. Warm and Fuzzy, but we're going to hear it in December this year. So let's turn our attention to Molly, and who's going to tell us a little bit about one of the pieces that she's chosen and why. And I got to ask you that hard question of what do you do if you don't have the instrumentation in the orchestra for the piece? Because it's a biggie. It's a biggie. Molly.
Great question. And in fact, my approach to this group, because it's a joyous group to conduct the San Juan College Orchestra. Some amazing community members and instructors here at the college. And not knowing what instrumentation I'm going to have, my general philosophy is to bring a variety of pieces in certain stylistic or historical periods that are important to me to have a group perform, and see what works in the first couple of weeks. Do some sight reading, kind of make collective decisions about things. And I was listening. I do a lot of listening to music to kind of have some ideas of what are possibilities for the San Juan College Orchestra as well as the youth orchestra. So this is the time of year where I'm just doing a ton of listening. And this Danzón No. 2 by Arturo Marquez really caught my attention, and it's a fabulous piece. It's he was born in Mexico and then went to junior high and high school in the Los Angeles area, and spent a lot of his time as a teenager listening to things like mariachi music, Beatles, Doors, and as well as Chopin and things like that. And he was introduced to Latin ballroom dancing in the early 90s, and this danzón kind of style, and really had some friends who were passionate about it, and so explored this style. And this Danzón No. 2 is so popular in Mexico. It's sometimes referred to as the second national anthem of Mexico. And it's just so much fun. The opening melody of the clarinet, it just has this like sultry, passionate feeling about it, some wild rhythms, great trumpet parts. And I'm hoping that just knowing the trumpet section that I had last semester, my enthusiastic trumpets, and some of the people who came along as the semester went, I think we'll be able to pull it off and have a ton of fun doing it. But I'm not tied to it necessarily. I'm open to suggestions, from the people who are in the group, and looking forward to having a lot of fun. Really hoping this year to get more college kids involved. We have so many community members. We have some awesome dual credit high school students and a few college students, but would really like to get more college students involved. I wonder sometimes if maybe they don't know that we have instruments available. So any college students who have played in orchestras or bands before know that here at San Juan College we have instruments for you to check out and play and use throughout the school year. So hoping to hit those students more.
Well, that piece really fits the Southwest. The rhythms you're talking about, the Mexican influence, and it's an exciting piece for sure. Is danzón, is that a style, or does that mean dance?
So it is a style of dance, and it's heavily influenced by the music from Cuba and the Veracruz region of Mexico. And although this danzón number 2 is much larger in scale, it would be played by a small ensemble, and really that they still dance this in Mexico City in small clubs. It's a more intimate form of the music, but Marquez did his best to be true to the form and the harmonies and the style of melodies.
So it could be played with a smaller group than a full symphony orchestra?
The way he wrote it needs a symphony, but the
Right.
style of music was originally and still is written for a smaller ensemble.
Great percussion parts too.
Oh yeah.
This is a piece that gets people clapping in the audience before the end of it. It's great. Well, we're going to hear Dudamel with the BBC Proms Orchestra playing this. The Proms are a prominent thing that happens in London every year. And this is the kind of piece that would naturally be on my program without you here. It's that kind of music that, and we're going to hear more of it in the future too. This is with the Simón Bolívar Symphony Orchestra of Venezuela, and a recording that was made live, of course, in 2007. We just heard Gustavo Dudamel conducting Marquis' Danzón Number 2 by was the Symphonic Orchestra of Simón Bolívar and the BBC Proms. I have in the studio with me today Elaina Crenshaw and Molly Jensen, who are the new leaders of the music department here at San Juan College. And they're going to tell you a little bit about how to register. Yeah, tell us, Elaina, how do you register to get into the choir?
For the ensembles, there are a few different ways you can register, and this depends on what you're looking to get out of the class. So if you are a dual credit student or you are looking for college credit in one of the ensembles, and we do have several ensembles. So we have choir, we have symphonic band, we have orchestra, and we have the jazz ensemble. So for all the ensembles, if you're looking for college credit or dual credit, if you're a high school student, you'll want to sign up through the registrar's office to make sure that you are getting credit. If you are maybe past the college age and just want to do one of the ensembles for fun or to brush up your skills or for whatever reason, there is the option to take it as an encore class, which would be, you would sign up through the Community Learning Center. And for both of those, I believe you could either email or call or sign up online and get in touch with either registrar or the Community Learning Center to get more details about that.
Great. Do you have a phone number by chance, or is it all done by computers?
You can definitely call. For the Community Learning Center, the phone number is 505-566-3214. And then if you want to sign up for credit, the number is 505-566-3396.
Okay, great, thanks. And I'll put the same questions to you, Molly. Can the same numbers, tell us how to get in touch with and how to register for orchestra and or band.
So the process for registering for any ensemble is exactly the same that Elaina said for the choir, that it's offered for credit and as an encore class through the Community Learning Center. And as dual credit options for high school students as well. We also offer some cool just music courses for credit for students here during the day. I'm really excited to be teaching Theory 1 and Intro to Music this semester. We also are trying out a class called Rock Combo for those students who are interested in learning how to play the different time periods of rock music. So that's an option as well.
Tell me, both of you, is private instruction offered?
Yes. So we have several different instruments that are offered for private lessons. So that would be voice, violin, piano, flute. Molly, are you thinking of any others?
At this point, those are the ones we have ready to go.
Oh, and cello.
And cello, yes, for sure. Cello, we have a great cello instructor. And then as needed, we are absolutely interested in making sure that students have that option available to them.
Yes.
So all the wind instruments, for example, if somebody wanted to learn oboe?
Contact us and we'll try to make it happen.
Okay. So yes, all instruments are possible. Maybe.
It's possible.
All right, good enough. Now let's go to the dates that each of your concerts that are coming up. We'll start with Elaina.
So the choir concert is December 7th, which is a Sunday, and it's at 2 p.m. And I would encourage any tenors and basses out there to sign up for concert choir, because that is something that we are lacking, and I would love to have more join my choir.
Molly.
The orchestra concert is scheduled for November 15th. It's a Saturday at 7 p.m. The symphonic band concert is scheduled for December 14th at 3 p.m. And I know the jazz ensemble has a concert scheduled as well, but I don't have it written down right here. But definitely don't forget that the jazz ensemble is an option and can be registered the same way as the other ensembles too.
Great, great. Well, I'm going to save the last question for after this next piece of music that Elaina is going to choose for us. And the question is going to be, what makes this fun for you to do day after day after year? Okay, Elaina, let's see what's another piece on your list that you'd like to share?
Sure. J'entends le moulin is a French-Canadian folk song, and it roughly translates to I hear the windmill. And this is it's a folk song, so it's not going to be tremendously difficult in melodic content. But what it does offer is a more easier melodic structure to add that French language to. So when we're working in choir, we want to do different languages, and a lot of the students that I work with have never sung in a different language, particularly French, which is not necessarily the easiest language to sing. And so we have the easier melody and repetition of that melody, because it is a folk song, but we add the harder element of the French language. And I would just like to say, I've studied French diction, I've sung the song before, but it wasn't until I went to Paris and I went and saw that iconic logo of the Moulin Rouge, where it's a red windmill, right? That I put together, Moulin, windmill, rouge, red. So even I still learn things and see the connections through music as I go on and explore stuff.
Great. Let's take a listen to that. This is arranged by Emily Crock. Is that how you... Crocker? Okay. Sorry, Emily. We're not really sure. Elaina's going to tell us what we just heard.
That was J'entends le moulin, which is I hear the windmill, roughly.
And we found out in the break that it was arranged by Emily Crocker. Mm-hmm. So we got that straight.
Yes.
All right, one final question, ladies. What is it about teaching that's fun to you? Yes, I'll just leave it at fun.
For me, my favorite part is seeing the growth of knowledge and musicianship in students, and it's this cyclical thing of every semester there's new students, and being able to take them from, at this point, most of them have very little musical knowledge, whether that's being able to read music or their experience in, for me, singing music and getting to do that type of stuff. But to just see the growth that they have and to see their aha moments like I had with the windmill. Like, oh, it suddenly clicks. Like, that is such a cool thing for me to experience and to help them learn. And it was, for me, when I was in college, that was so special, the professors that really poured into me. So I do hope that I can do similar things for my students.
I must tell you that Elaina and I have performed together several times since she arrived here in Farmington, and it's been the highlight of my semester, actually. I can tell you that I got a chance to play music that I don't often get a chance with a high soprano voice and everything, and it's been a pleasure. Molly, fun. You got that smile on you just like you did when we came in. Something is fun.
Absolutely. And it really starts with the content area for me. Music is life. It's absolutely joyous. And all of the emotions are there. And so just the beginning with the content area, I don't know if I would love teaching as much if it was some other content area.
Yeah.
So starting with that, and then there's just so much to it. There's always a next step. There's always something new to be discovered, even in rediscovering things in pieces that have already been performed. There's just always something you can bring to it. And to watch students find new understanding, light up with finding new things about it, with being able to take it to the next level, with just all of the aspects of it, the technical aspect of it, the musical aspect of it, the knowledge, the affect of music, all of it is just so incredible. And for me, personally, it keeps me so humble and keeps me so reflective in my practice, that because you're always revisiting it, you're always going back to it. How am I explaining this? What am I doing? How am I bringing it to it? And it just deepens my understanding of it. And part of my background is being a Suzuki violin teacher. And there's always something new in Twinkle, too. You're never too old. What they say, you're never too old and rarely too young. So to twinkle or to be musical.
What a great thought as we bring this to... I had the good fortune of sitting in on Molly's quasi-audition for this position, and I was amazed. I was really taken by what you were able to do in, what do we have, 15 or 20 minutes or something? And it was transformative for, I think, everybody who was sitting there. So I'm grateful that you're here.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
So that's it for today, folks, and I hope you've enjoyed this little talk with our guest, Elaina Crenshaw and Molly Jensen, and I promise to bring them back in a couple of months. I'll finish the program today with some music by American composer Alan Hovhaness. This is his Prelude and Quadruple Fugue, Opus 128. Hovhaness lived between 1911 and 2000. This is the Fiammingi Orchestra of Flanders with Rudolf Werthen conducting. We just heard music by Alan Hovhaness. His music is ethereal in a sense, if that's a good word for it. And it's very intellectual, is another thought I get when I hear this. A lot of his music was thrown away. This was Opus 128. He was very unhappy with some of his earlier compositions. Hundreds of them were thrown away. We just heard the Prelude and Quadruple Fugue, Opus 128 for orchestra, with the Orchestra of Flanders with Rudolf Werthen conducting. And the very final piece today, I'm going back to some choral music that Elaina Crenshaw recommended and something that she's putting together with her choirs this fall. And this is, let me look it up for you. Oh, it's a beautiful piece, original music by Gustav Holst, In the Bleak Midwinter. This, however, has been rearranged for a wonderful choir set. In this setting, it's called Long Ago, subtitle In the Bleak Midwinter, arranged by Jacob Narverud. It's for SATB choir with piano and strings. Just a very short backstory to this, was commissioned for the Marble Falls High School choirs in Marble Falls, Texas, and dedicated to the class of 2022 choir students. Bryce Gage and Emily Chavez are the directors of this wonderful choir piece, Long Ago, arranged by Jacob Navrud, but music you'll know from Gustav Holst, In the Bleak Midwinter. Some wonderful music to end the program today. That was music based on Gustav Holst's In the Bleak Midwinter, titled Long Ago, arranged by Jacob Narverud. And you've been listening to KSJE here in Farmington, New Mexico, Roving with the Arts. My name is Mick Hess, and I hope you've enjoyed the programming today. Look forward to bringing you more starting on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.